Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are live this evening in UFRL, and it is the 100% realistic cars tier. As you can see, 14 drivers out on track, 18 minutes of qualifying, followed by the 100% full race distance. Several drivers already out on track. We've got Warrener just here, and we've got the Kicksaubers, the Bird, who is contesting for the championship and leading the way as well, is currently the first driver out. So ideal, really. You've got also his teammate Link's Piece. The Kicksaubers are leading the constructors as well. We just have a little look at the standings. So the Bird has an 11-point advantage over Rusted Bolt, currently in second position. Then Deck is third, but he did DNF last time around, so therefore Deck is a long way back. So it is really between the Bird and Rusted Bolt. For the Development Tier Championship, well, the Aston Martins, I don't think either of them here. Boy Knockout's not here either, so he can't close the gap to Destroyer Drac. Iceman 86, again, he's not here. So the next one would be Kesinator. And Kesinator, if he finishes tonight, could move up to third in the standings for that one, ahead of Iceman. But it is Destroyer Drac leading that championship. And the Elite Tier, the Bird versus Rusted Bolt, 11 points between them. So that's how close that one is as we're getting to the Christmas break. The Bird then has started his qualifying lap, so we'll have a watch through as he heads up through the Camel Straight, and it's turn 7. Taking the right hand off the curb, again onto the left, and again the exit nicely again through the right hand. So let's see what the Kicksauber can do. Getting through the sector 1, and now we head down at Bruxelles, of course, through turn 10, and away and outside of it again onto the curb, and on the outer curb. Oh, a little bit slidey, however, from the Bird. Just about flies through it okay, and unharmed, but may have lost himself fractions of time there. But is it enough time to stop him going on provisional pole? I mean, obviously he will go provisional pole, but can anyone beat his first lap? So again, a direct on board. We are on here as we head beyond Campos into turn 15. Again, takes it nicely, 1:17.8 through the first sector, or second sector, shall I say, for the Bird. A long lap time here at Belgium as well. You'll get yourself into the 140s. But let's see what the Bird will do as we head all the way into the final chicane. Through turns 19 and 20 here for the Bird. So it will be into the 40s, but how well will he meant to get it as he runs very wide? Therefore, the Bird is going to go again. And he does run very wide there, so he's definitely going to kickstart 148.2. Obviously not going to be the quickest run. Warrener doesn't actually go faster. Deck started as a V-carb in the wall. And that is Lynx 43.7, and that was Flynn in the wall there for the V-carb, just about getting it away again. Black Panther crossing the line to start his lap. We've got a debutant here, Nando Alonso. Wonder if he likes chicken. I know Woody does, but apparently Woody doesn't like Nando's. I wonder if this guy does. Either way, Nando Alonso in the Alpine, opting for the medium tyre for his first run. So let's see how quick he will be. I do believe he is looking like he could be tier 2 pace, possibly pushing close to tier 1. So we'll have a look what he can do. You've got the Haas pairing as well. Let's go towards Lem. Iceman will be first. So 43.7 Lynx, 44.2 hybrid. And you've got the Bird of Warrener, who have not set representative laps. But let's see what Iceman could do. It'll be in the 45s, 45.3 for him. And that goes P3. Deck is here as well. And up the field, you've got Mr. Poem, who has used all of his deploy and also has also invalidated. So not going to set a lap there. What about Nando Alonso? Will he be getting his chicken wings? It'll be a 45.4. But Deck does go quicker. It's a 43.4 for him. So there you go. 3 tenths up on Link's Piece currently provisionally. And let's see Black Panther as well out of the middle sector. Got a Kicksauber. That may very well be the Bird. Let's go and have a look. Yes, it is. So the Bird to the line is a 42.9 for the Bird. And that is now the new quickest time. Bam, also about to start a lap, I do believe. Actually, he's heading into the pits. Somebody is. Which one of them? It might be Flynn. Oh yeah, Flynn did get the damage, don't forget, so it might be him. Bam is on an outlap. Black Panther also opting not to complete a lap. He is into the pits of Willie Fernandez with a 46.3 in P7. Wovena also starting another lap as well. So a few drivers definitely out there. Bam, obviously on the outlap, but Hybrid is already in the pits, currently in 4th. Quite a lot of lap time between the drivers so far, though, isn't there? Look at the gap to the leader. Only probably a top 4 set representative times. You imagine Iceman, Nando, William and Wovena will all go quicker, and obviously the 6 drivers below them, Mr. Poem, Bam, Bakey, Bolt, Black Panther and Flynn, all yet to start. Well, I say start, they have, some of them have started a lap, but they didn't finish it, whether it was an invalidation or a crash. Hybrid has left the session, so we will give Hybrid an invite back in. Xbox should be able to join off me in a way I should be showing online. So if you do have any issues, if you're on Xbox, you should be able to join off me, but I will send them an invite anyway. Hopefully we'll get him back into the lobby. Nobody was on a lap anyway at that point, so nobody would have went quicker. Nando has invalidated. William is not going quicker. Wovena also not going quicker, so any of them potentially going faster. LeBird, let's see what he can do. He's into the pits. Link's piece also not going quicker, so nobody's on a lap. We'll actually go towards Bamled, who has just started his run for the V car, but he might get a tow from his teammate Flynn, who is just ahead of him. If Flynn is wise to it, he might give his teammate a little slipstream up the Kemmel straight, but in all honesty, it doesn't look like he is. I'm surprised about that. I thought Flynn would have been trying to help his teammate there. Not playing a team game, which you thought they would have done. They might as well. I mean, they're in that area in the track in Sector 1. I thought they would have been wise. I mean, I know Flynn is only reserving tonight. Bam is a full-time Visa RB driver. So I think Bam would have appreciated some slipstream there, but Flynn has not provided it. Obviously, not terrible for Flynn. He's obviously just trying to get the tyres warmed up. Is there a point where Flynn could give him a slipstream potentially down the back straight? However, that is very possible. I say back straight, where you get beyond turn 15 into turn 19. That's where you're roughly looking at it for a potential dose of slipstream. It is possible with where the V-carbs are, where they are saturated on the track. There's Bam gets onto the curb. Let's see here if he can get some slipstream from his teammate. He might get a little dose of it. Flynn is about to start his lap, but he's just too far behind, look. He's not going to get slipstream here. You might be thinking, teammate, slow down a little bit, but sadly, not going to get any. There you go, so Bam will have to complete the lap without the slipstream of his teammate, who, sadly for him, was almost right in front of him. That would have been a little bit frustrating, I'm sure, for Bam, but let's see what he could do anyway, using all of his deploy. And to the line, it will be a 44.5. It goes 5th fastest then for Bam. Again, a lot of lap time between the drivers. That is mainly because you are getting long laps, really. 42.9 for the Bird, the fastest lap so far. Whether or not anybody can go quicker than that remains to be seen. Willie Fernandez then is half a second up on his middle sector. Should put him possibly around Nando, around Iceman, potentially. Let's see where he's going to go. And to the line, it will be a 45.7. It does remain 8th fastest for Willie Fernandez. McLaren was moving around a little bit there. I don't know if it's lag or it might be a little bit of lag for William there. Is it lag for William? I don't know if Woody would be able to confirm. I know Woody's watching on race control. I don't know if it's lag or just a movement of the steering wheel. I don't know, is it lag or movement from the steering wheel? Which one? Link's piece 43.2, and he does separate the Bird and Deck, so it makes it a kick saber 1 and 2. I just want to have a little watch of that. I'm not sure. It looks like little small movements, but not like anything major. Just like really small. If it is, again, I don't know if it's the movement of the wheel or not. But it doesn't look like a natural movement from Willie Fernandez. I might be incorrect, however. We've got Bam. Let's go down towards Flynn. Hopefully he can complete his first lap time. We've got Black Panther as well. Black Panther, well, it's not going to be a hot lap for him. He will just start a lap, however. And we'll go towards Flynn, have a look, see what he can do. The V-carb, he did crash it into the wall earlier. 8 fastest, 44.6 for him, just behind Bakey Gaming in the Ferrari. And Bam has invalidated back Woody Fernandez, who of course, still curious to see if the car is making natural movements or not. I'm not sure if it is. It's very sort of, it just doesn't feel particularly fluid, if that makes sense. The movements, but it doesn't really look like major lag or anything. Oh! Woody Fernandez decided at the last second he wants to pit. He did like that Bullard though, didn't he? It's like the, what one? It was at, where was it? Miami. Was it Max Verstappen at Miami? He absolutely hit it off. I think it may have been Verstappen. I might be incorrect on that. But if you guys will remember, Miami, when I think it was Verstappen who did that. Oh, Black Panther gets onto the curb as well. And he's absolutely spun that car round. So the Williams will just have to ensure he is out the way of the Mercedes there. But that big error from Black Panther. Warren gaining by 2.6 seconds. More like it from the Mercedes here. And we may just go up the field, have a look towards Iceman, who is burning the battery as well. We'll see what the Haas can do. Nando Alonso, 44.8, goes 9th fastest. But let's see what Iceman could do. 44.9 remains in P10. Now we go towards Warner then. So it still remains Bird and Lynx in the top 2. 5 minutes of qualifying is remaining. Warner to the line is P11. 45.1 for the Mercedes there. And we'll go towards Flynn, who is now into the pit lane. So actually everybody in the top 8, bar the Bird, are in the pits. Only 4 drivers, well 5 drivers on track, only 4 of them on a timed lap. The Bird, Nando, Iceman and Warner. Obviously we just saw Warner set a time, we just saw Nando, and we just saw Iceman. So that means only one man's on the lap, and the Bird, almost crashed it into the wall. Luckily for him, keeps it within the wall. So therefore the Bird, well, he'll just absolutely back off this lap completely. May head into the pit and go for one final run. It depends. Let's see what the Bird does here. Does he decide to get an extra lap in? Maybe a little bit of practice. Or does he try and go into the pits and get that final lap in on a fresh set of tyres? Obviously, you only get 3 sets of soft tyres effectively. So, let's see what can happen. But yeah, the Bird has certainly backed out of that lap. Mr. Poem then, about to start his lap. Again, he is using hot lap to be fair. Not burning any battery going into turn 1. So we'll keep an eye on Mr. Poem here. But the Bird did back out Black Panther into the pits. We've still got Iceman and Warren on track. Nando Alonso also in the pits. But several drivers are on an outlap now. Hybrid, Rusted Bolt, Bam, William and Black Panther all out on an outlap. So we'll have a look, see what Poem can do through the first sector as we're on to the Kemmel Straight. How strong will this be? How competitive can it be from Mr. Poem? 31-2 will be the first sector split. Black Panther's just behind him. But where do we think Mr. Poem can go? Can he get himself up in that top 5? Maybe top 4? Because the top 3 at the moment, the 2 kicks, Albers and Deck, do look very quick here. Mr. Poem would like to be able to join them. But who could potentially join the top 3? Poem, Rusted Bolt could possibly push up there. Bam can have some good pace. Flynn can be very quick as well. The Tier 2 Championship leader, of course. You've got Iceman Ice Cold, could be one to watch. Warner pushing it well in Tier 3. I think he's won back-to-back races now. And again, first time I'm seeing Nando Alonso, for example. Then you've got William Black Panther. Black Panther, yeah, Tier 1 as well. Tier 1 pace. Baker Gaming, see what he can do. Hybrid, Tier 2, and he's currently in 4th as well. So Hybrid will be one to watch. But Mr. Poem will be the next driver across the line. He's into the pit, so Mr. Poem not setting a lap time. And that will be it then for Mr. Poem. I think he would have been in the 45s there, which, well, 44s, 45s, which could have been anywhere in that top 12, you'd imagine. But again, Black Panther you'd expect to go quicker, as Warrener has invalidated. William 1/10 up through the first sector, so we'll have a look, see what the McLaren can do. But what about Bolt or Hybrid? That's the Bolt through into sector 2. Got Hybrid also coming up to the sector 2 split time now, but it has invalidated. Needs to go into none, and he has done. So luckily for Hybrid, he has enough time to go for one final run. But does he have enough fuel? The light is not on for him, so he should have the fuel to go again. As for Rusted Bolt, 4/10 up through the first sector. We'll keep an eye on what he can do for the middle sector here. Rusted Bolt currently 5th fastest, and he is up by 7/10 of a second. Should be getting into the 43s with this lap. We are going to go towards Willie Fernandez, gaining by 3.5 tenths. Across the line he'll go, William, and it will be top 10, a 44.912 for Willie Fernandez. Now Black Panther going... He is trying to push it. It looked like it was fairly slow for a moment. Oh, Black Panther! Black Panther's out! Oh my god, it's flying cars here for Black Panther! I have not seen a car fly like that in some time. I think the last time was probably one of the laggy cars that whenever I've seen them. But Black Panther is out in qualifying. That was a crash to behold. Let's go. That's pretty mad, I have to admit. Was not anticipating that. We want to have a look towards Rusted Bolt. He's not using his battery, so that will be it then for Bolt. 5th fastest for him. Bam, 6th. That's game over as well. Baker Gaming is next. He's gaining by 4/10 of a second. Iceman and Warren have failed to outqualify William as well. But can Baker Gaming improve on a provisional P7? And can he get himself potentially into that top 4 here? Baker Gaming in that Ferrari has used all of his deploy, pushing it to the line. So 43.9 is 4th fastest for Baker Gaming. What about Flynn? May have got a tow potentially from his teammate Bam, although then again, could have been held up by Bam. Bam has got the checker flags, and Flynn does remain 8th fastest. Deck goes P2. So Deck just behind the Bird. It's fractions of a second there. Lynx has invalidated. The Bird is going even faster. And surely it's all up to him. Hybrid, what can he do? Hybrid remains 5th fastest. Let's have a look then. What will the Bird do? Willie Fernandez into the pits. Nando Alonso also going to get to the line. P9, where's he going to go? It's up the order to P4, Fernando Alonso. Best of the rest. The Bird, though, will go even quicker. It's a 42.6. And that will be it for qualifying then. Rusted Bolt invalidated. Lynx Piece invalidated as well. But it is the Bird on pole position here at Belgium. So Deck is in a kick Sauber sandwich rather. Lynx Piece occupying P3. Nando Alonso 4th fastest. Very good stuff from the Alpine there. And Baker Gaming is in 5th as well for the Ferrari. So a strong qualifying for him. Yeah, I think Nando Alonso 4th fastest though for the Alpine. I mean, tier 2 pace. 4th fastest in the Alpine. I'm not sure that's tier 2. I think that might be tier 1, you know, for Nando Alonso. Very, very strong time. I mean, I know he's a few tenths away, but the Bird, Deck and Lynx are amongst the sort of quicker drivers in tier 1, to be fair. Anyways, your full results then. You've got the Bird on pole, 42.6 for the kick Sauber, just ahead of Deck by 3 tenths. 5 tenths to Lynx Piece, who occupies 3rd place. And alongside him will be Nando Alonso, 4th place. Baker Gaming alongside Hybrid. And you've got Rusted Bolt, who is trying to contest for the title. But also down in 7th ahead of Bam. And then Flynn, who lines up alongside William. Iceman Ice Cold in P11. Warrener P12. Black Panther P13. And Mr. Poem will start in 14th. But it is the Bird on pole here. So we will have a 5-minute break as per usual. And thank you, Mrs. Poem, she's put that in. So it will be 8:33 PM to kickstart the race. So I'll be back. Oh, we've got heavy rain. There you go, that's one. Let's see how heavy it is. If the game lets me pause the game. It's not letting me pause the game. There you go. How heavy is it? It could be full wet. We'll be back in a few minutes, but take into account it looks like full wet conditions for the start, which I did not know about. Back in just a moment. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. So, there is currently a gap between the bird, rather, with Rusty Bolt in the standings. And that gap, it does stand currently at 11 points. So, it's going to be a challenge for Rusty Bolt if he wants to catch the bird in this race. But to give himself a chance at the championship, he would love a podium. The bird obviously will be battling for the win. He is on pole position as well, so that is an extra point. Therefore, the gap is technically 12 points. So let's see if Bolt can try and close the gap, or will the bird open the gap up. Looks like full wet conditions for the start, but we have been told, or I have been told rather, we are due for dry weather during the race. So do keep that in mind. It is not going to remain full wet conditions throughout, which is great news for us, but it does make the start interesting. Now, can you keep up? And again, safety cars are on standard, and also damage is on standard. I think the drivers may have been told by now to ready up, and it is 33. So drivers can prepare to ready up, and we'll be getting underway in just a second. That'll be the final drinks break then before the race begins. But let's see, how will this rain affect the drivers, especially the drivers who are pushing up there, who tend to do well. It's a different ball game, this one. For the Bird, for Rusty Bolt, for Lynx, for Deck. typically amongst the quickest drivers in the tier. Mr. Poem obviously racing tonight as well. And you've got a few other drivers who often try and contest. But here we go, the 10-second countdown has now begun. Hope you're all ready at home, because this is going to be a big one. We are live for the final 100% tier race of 2024. It is at Belgium, at Spa. 5 red lights and it's go, go, go. The Bird and Deck with tentative starts, but it is the Bird who pulls away and leads into turn 1 and move down the inside. The Alpine made a move, and that was Nando Alonso, but he may have been tapped there by a V-car, potentially Bam or Flynn. But there was a little bit of contact, but the Bird has held on to the lead. Bam! Through on Hybrid, and Bam up into 5th. Hybrid 6th. Baker Gaming follows that through. Flynn and Black Panther has risen up the standings well. He's up into the top 8. There is an absolute hectic amount of cars in this battle. Flynn, Panther, Bolt, Baker Gaming. And something just happened further back as well, it looked like. Possibly the V-car. The Williams of Black Panther goes off track. Possibly got a warning there, I imagine they probably would have done. Mr. Poem around the outside, flies through a Willie Fernandez and up into 11th, but they are still side by side. Around the outside goes Mr. Poem, and he does get through. It is hectic conditions here on lap 1 at Belgium. Mr. Poem, though, has taken William rather in P11. Warner and Iceman Ice Cold is at the rear end of the field, and Warner now is through on Willie Fernandez. We're going to go up the field. Nando Alonso through on Bam, and Nando Alonso up into 5th place, making a big overtake there for the Alpine. So he is now up the order. But the Bird and Deck pulled away well, and they do have a buffer over Lynx in 3rd ahead of Hybrid. Nando Alonso, then Bam is coming at him again. Is he going to have a look down the inside? He's not quite got the traction he needs, but out of turn 15 now, and around the bend you could just see how much traction they are struggling with, because Bam almost binned it into the wall. He has lost out to Flynn, he's lost out to Black Panther as well, and side by side go Black Panther with Flynn. It's crazy amount of racing here at Blanchimont, and Black Panther and Flynn still side by side. What about Bam? Does he enter? Going round the outside on his V-carb teammate Flynn, making the inside line. He has a dive down the inside, but Flynn just about hangs out ahead. The Bird leads the Grand Prix from Deck. The top 2 flying away well, but they are still battling here. Down the inside goes Bam on Flynn. The 2 V-carbs going at it here. Bam is still taking all he can, and he does get through on Flynn now. So Bam back up into P7 after a critical mistake on lap 1 and at turns 15 and 16. He is back up the order into the top 7, but it is a great start still by Black Panther, who has majestically gained 7 positions on the race start here. What a Grand Prix this could be for Black Panther. Yes, he did go off track on lap 1. It's only lap 2. Yet he's up 7 spots. Mr. Poem also quick starter up 3 and into P11. Not quite as good, however, as Black Panther. As he slides his way out of the hairpin at turn 10 as well through Bruxelles into 11 and now into turn 12 as well. As he'll wait to get through at Pouon. Let's see if any more moves can be made here. But there you go, it is a strong start by Black Panther. The tyres, Rusted Bolt has opted for the Inter, so that's a big strategy call. Rusted Bolt then is on the intermediates. We will remember that. Warner trying to attack Poem. Iceman attacking Willie Fernandez, making a move round the outside. And Willie Fernandez losing out. Iceman Ice Gold up to P13. So we'll go back up the order then. Around the top of the order, Nando Alonso, Panther, Bam and Flynn all getting involved. We've got Mr. Poem here having a look on Bakey Gaming to get into the top 10, and then he can track down the intermediate runner, and Mr. Poem does get a move on the inside line. Now through Blanchimont they go, and just about picking up a bit of grass there, but he does get through. Poem up into the top 10 for the first time in this Grand Prix. Next up will be the intermediate runner of Rusted Bolt in the Williams, so we'll watch out for that. But again, Rusted Bolt, the only driver who has opted for the intermediate tyres in this race. Bam! Attacking Black Panther now. He wants to get that 6th place back. that he lost earlier from the Williams. Also, I want to say thank you for the follow. I'm going to call you Has66. Thank you for the follow. I'm not going to start trying to say your full name, but I appreciate the follow nonetheless. If you do want to join, feel free. I've popped the link in. So yes, of course, do feel free. If anybody does want to join, the Discord link is in the chat. Right, still racing here. Black Panther just behind. Warner now gets through on Baker Game, and they are going side by side. A Mercedes. Does it go a little bit deep? He does, but either way, he keeps it clean beyond the Kemmel Straight into the com, and he does make the move up into 11th. So Warner getting up the order now. So going back to this battle again. A host of drivers involved here, but here we are. Bam ahead of Flynn. Bam would ideally not want to be holding up his teammate during this battle. But can Flynn get by on his teammate? Oh, it's off track. There goes Black Panther again. So we saw that on lap 1. It's occurred again on lap 6. You don't want to be picking up an early 3-second time penalty, that's for sure. Nobody yet has received a penalty. But it is Nando, Panther, Bam and Flynn all involved in this battle. Ruster Bolt, however, is getting caught by Mr. Poem. Directly on board with Bam, who of course did have that slip up on lap 1 earlier on at turn 16, but he's able to get through nicely there, keeping himself assured. But Black Panther closing that gap now towards Nando Alonso. Is he going to look for a potential move, or what about Bam or Flynn? They all keep it tidy. What about Bam here? He's a little bit close towards Black Panther than what Panther would like. That's Willie Fernandez, the first driver to receive a 3-second time penalty in P14. What about Bam? What does he do here? He stays in behind at turn 1. Oh, it's a move down the inside by Bam! He does make contact with Black Panther. He sends it on the Williams. And Bam, well, the space, to be fair to Bam, space was sort of left there by Black Panther that I wasn't necessarily expecting. The conditions obviously playing a part. And Black Panther now is losing touch to Flynn. Flynn flies through the Tier 2 Championship leader. Black Panther not happy with that one. Is he going to make a dive himself? No, he's not. And the 2 V-Carbs are ahead of Black Panther now. All the racing occurring here. Bam, Flynn, Panther, Nando, Bolt and Mr. Poem also joining up as Black Panther has a little look down the inside on Flynn. He wants to recover P7. He knows he's got a shot. He really knows he's got a shot because round the outside goes Panther. And what a stunning overtake. It is by Black Panther. It is absolutely beautiful. Through into P1 he goes and Panther recovers 7th place superbly from Flynn. And that is another positional change in this battle around P5 down to P10. It's been quite magical so far. Oh, it's off track goes Rusted Bolt. That is the intermediate tyres playing a role in this race and not the role that Rusted Bolt was hoping for. Whether it was a bacon roll, what sort of roll would you want? It's not a roll to go off track, and that is not helping Rusted Bolt there. He's down in P10 and he has Wovaner all over the rear of him. We're just going to go up towards Flynn momentarily. Again, him and Black Panther, their ongoing battle for P7, as Black Panther just about keeping it in track limits, and the Bird setting a new fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Links Peace, the first driver into the pits here. So an early stop by the Kicksauber, and will it be a time for the intermediates? We're going to get the tyres up, and it's surely going to be set for an intermediates. But if it is, if it's going to go to intermediates, does that not give Rusted Bolt the net race lead of the race if it's getting to intermediate conditions? But don't forget, we saw Rusted Bolt made a critical error not too long ago on the last lap, in fact. So is it intermediates? Links Peace clearly thinks it is inters. 4 laps of an advantage, and look how far behind he is on Rusted Bolt. This could be an advantage here for Rusted Bolt. Has he chose a strategy? Well, either way, one thing's for certain. Flynn is making a move on the inside of Black Panther. Goes a little bit deep. And again goes deep. Black Panther wants to do something. But look at Black Panther's car. It's sort of moving around, laggy a little bit. Has Merck indeed with a bit of Charles Leclerc there. But Black Panther and Flynn continuing their battle here. And Flynn does make a move up into the top 6. But yeah, Links Peace on the intermediates now. Rusty Bolt won 4-lap old intermediate. And surely Rusty Bolt, is he in the net race lead? Or could you argue the Bird could be the net race leader? It could be close between them, you know. But that is brilliant news, though, for Rusty Bolt if it is indeed getting to intermediate conditions. And it surely is. Doesn't look like you're picking up a whole lot of water on the track there. Not loads of spray coming out, that's for sure. You can't see much spray ahead or behind. So it could very well be intermediate conditions, and therefore Rusty Bolt, you could argue, was correct to start on the intermediates. He has pulled away from Warner. He's not particularly closing on Mr. Poem too much, but he has made some inroads here. But we're going to keep on with Bam, Flynn and Black Panther. Bakey Gaming now with a 3-second time penalty. So he joins Willie Fernandez there, but only 2 drivers in this Grand Prix with a penalty. And we see the Mercedes of Warner deciding that it is correct to be on the intermediates as a bit of a slip player from Black Panther in his conquest of re-overtaking the 2 V-carbs of Bam and Flynn. Meanwhile, Nando Alonso now closing the gap within 1 second of Hybrid. So is this a chance for Nando to make some moves up the order? Rusty Bolt, P9. The closest runner on the Inters to him is Lynx Peace in P12. As Black Panther does now go back through on Flynn. And Black Panther up into P6. So Flynn just losing out there again. These two have had a lot of battles in this Grand Prix. They've been all around Bam as well. And Nando Alonso has been involved. Although Nando Alonso looks very quick right now. He is directly behind Hybrid. So we have a little look towards these two as they will head up towards Pouon through at turn 12. As Merkier definitely saying, box, stay out. What do you do, basically? If, obviously with the Charles Leclerc. There's Flynn! It's back through on Black Panther now. Okay, that's out of Pouon. That's amazing to get a move done there. But Flynn is back up the order into 6th place. But Flynn and Black Panther have been going at it throughout this race, I have to admit. As Lynx Peace now gets through an Iceman. What's the gap between Lynx and Rusty Bolt? You're going to say 5.5 seconds? It's just whether or not the Bird's done enough to get the advantage over Rusty Bolt here. Rusty Bolt, don't forget, is on the rear of this battle. The Bird and Deck are into the pits. But Rusty Bolt's going to gain significantly out of this. I mean, I'm not saying he is the net race leader, but he may well be the net race leader. We will find out. Most of the drivers are now pitting. Nando Alonso is in, Bam is in, Black Panther and Mr. Poem are in. This releases Rusty Bolt. Where does Bolt go compared to the Bird? The Bird is out of the pits just there. Rusty Bolt was the Williams, and Rusty Bolt is just behind him. That is how much Bolt was gained by. He is net P2 in this race. And the Bird's lost out to Flynn. If Flynn holds out to the Bird down the Kemmel Straight, this could put the Bird in an untenable position here. Because Bolt could make inroads. This is crucial for the Bird. He needs to fly through. He is flying through down the inside. And the Bird is up into 2nd. He needed that overtake. He's delivered that overtake. And he does get by on Flynn. That is crucial for the Bird in this Grand Prix. Oh! And Flynn's out! Flynn is out! It is a safety car! The V-car bidding it into the wall. And that is the end of the Grand Prix. And the end of 2024 in UFRL for Flynn, as he has lost the V-carb. And he will be back racing again, I do believe, in 2025 in Tier 2. But there you go, we have lost Flynn from this race, and it is a full cause safety car. And who does that help? Well, surely it helps Hybrid. But does Rusty Bolt now decide to pit for a fresh set of Inters? He may decide to do that, but if he does, he might come out only behind Lynx Peace with fresh tyres. Possibly. What about Hybrid though? I mean, he's in a... Oh, he just went off track. He's in a good position though. He should pit now for a fresh set of Inters. And then he will be, what, 4th or 5th? Depending on what happens with Bolt, if he pits or not. I mean, Hybrid, perfect waiting for the safety car, because he has gained a host of positions, or a host of time as a result of that, and should have slightly fresher tyres than the rest of the field as well. So hybrid here, you would expect has to pit, and he does pit. The bird would obviously stay out and recover that first place. Rusted Bolt stays out as well. So most drivers now you'd expect to stay out, which is interesting, but the hybrid is in. And does hybrid get out ahead of Nando Alonso or not? I mean, he looks like he is. Nando Alonso has just got onto the straight. Not even into turn 1 yet, and look at hybrid. Yeah, hybrid has got 5th place then. Wait, what? Oh! Oh, okay. 2 big factors there. So Mr. Perm's got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. And 2, hybrid is on a fresh set of full wet tyres. A fresh set of full wet tyres for hybrid. I do not know why hybrid has opted for the fresh full wet, but that is what he's gone for. Can't exactly say he's incorrect doing that, but there you go. If that's what he's decided to do, that's obviously his strategy. I wouldn't have gone for that strategy personally. Not when everyone else is on inters, but there you go. That's obviously what he's decided to do. I'm very, very surprised about that from hybrid. Surely he's going to pit again for inters, right? Surely that was just a mistake from hybrid. Surely he was not meant to pit for the full wet tyres. No way. It has to be just a mistake from him. He could not have done that on purpose. It has to be an error. There's just no way. I mean, everyone else is on intermediates, so the only one on full wets. Obviously, earlier on, I know Rusted Bolt started on inters, everybody else was on full wets at that time. And that's proven to be a good strategy for Bolt because he's gone up to P2 now, but he is on older tyres. But for hybrid, full wet tyres when it's not wet enough for full wets, is it? And if that is a mistake, sadly for him, he's going from P5 down to P13. So let's see if this is going to be a pit stop for hybrid or not. And he does not want that safety car to be in this lap, and I don't think it will be. So we are going to get one more lap under the safety car, which is good news for hybrid. What does he do here? He's pitting. So he made a mistake, pitted for full wets. He knows his intermediate conditions, and unfortunately for hybrid, he is going from P5 down to P13. But at least he's going to be on the right tyre, sadly for him. Oh no. Yeah, that's unfortunate for hybrid, but he's down to P13. We are just going to get a quick drinks break because this is going to be the last lap under the safety car. So I'll be back in a few seconds' time. Right, we are back. So let's see, as we are waiting to hear what's going to happen in this race. Let's make sure we are on the race leaders. Oh, we had the lap data off all the time. Right, we are on the Birdo just for the moment. See if he gets a clean getaway. Which fingers crossed he will do. And then we'll be getting back underway in just a moment. Let's see how things go for the restart. And there we go, we're back underway. So the Bird going, and look how quick he is. Straight off the bat. Get the telemetry back off. So the most under pressure is Bolt, obviously on those older tyres. So it's going to be a bit of pressure for him to keep hold of that position. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge, unfortunately, for him. Can he hold on in this race? At the moment, it looks like he's not. So the Bird. And here we go. Deck looking down the inside of Rusty Bolt. He is making the move on the Williams. Side by side they go. And it does look like, yes, Deck has got it, but the Williams still trying to carry the fight round the outside, just allowing the Bird to pull clear, but down the inside again goes Deck. The Bird is now up by 2.5, 3 seconds, surely, but Deck finally is ahead of Rusted Bolt now under attack from Lynx, and Lynx pieces under the cosh because here comes Nando Alonso, and Nando Alonso's getting through, he is up the order. Nando Alonso is up to 4th place. I do believe, by the way, I have lost game sound, so that is why, unfortunately, I am not currently able to deliver anything for you guys in terms of sound, because we have not got any. I have lost game sound. It's only lap 10 as well. That's very surprising. So that is why I am not able to give you any game sound, because there is no game sound. The game has turned it off, unfortunately. From my end, I don't know if that's for every driver as well, but that's certainly the case for myself. But anyways, Bolt, Nando Alonso, Bam, Lynx Piece. Those are your 4 drivers. And you've got Iceman Ice Cold just making a move on Black Panther. I think drivers are leaving to try and get back in the lobby. That'll get them game sound, right? Sadly for the stream, we are not going to have game sound through it. Black Panther could join. Oh yeah, people can leave. So Woody should be able to get people back in, I believe. So if people do want to leave, I'm going to stay in the lobby because I'm the lobby host. But people do have the option as Mr. Perm pits. Don't know what he's pitting for. Oh, he's got a drive through. He's got a drive through penalty. It sounds very weird without game sound, I will say. Even for my end, I know sometimes I forget to put it on, but I've not forgotten to put it on. It's just that the game has turned off the game sound for whatever reason the game decides to do it. Oh, but look at this. 3-way battle. Oh, this is unconventional. A bit of contact between the trio. That was always going to occur. It looks like it's Nando Alonso who was squeezed in between. Lynx on the inside and Bam on the outside. That may have to be one that I'm sure would be clipped by race control. Lynx piece also has some front wing damage on the end plate there. But I do believe Baker Gaming, in particular, possibly Black Panther, if he's back in the car, they should now be able to get their game sound back if you leave and rejoin the lobby. That's the only way, unfortunately. Again, because we are the lobby host, I will not be doing that, even if there was a safety car, because it would definitely make the lobby unsteady. Let's just say that. So again, sadly, for the rest of the stream, which will be about well over 30 laps long, we will not be having any game sound. Black Panther, not yet in the car, drops behind Woody Fernandez and Baker Gaming. But yes, hopefully Black Panther does get back into the race. Back on board, very quietly, can't even hear the engine of Lynx piece. He almost flies off track there, does fly off track in fact, but obviously does stay in 5th position. Hopefully we get some good racing coming up. You can still do sound alerts as well if people do want to. The more sound alerts, the better at this point. Black Panther says, yeah. If you can rejoin Black Panther, I did send you an invitation to rejoin if you want to. Or if not, you can ask Woody to send you an invite as well. I think Woody should hopefully have you, so yeah. But I have sent you an invite, you should be able to get back in. And then it will give you a game sound. And Alonso's pitting for hard tyres. Well, that's an interesting strategy. I'm trying, yeah, my bird account. No, you're welcome, mate. Right, let's see what happens here with Link's piece. You know what? I might just use a sound alert. Just so I can hear something. I need to hear something. It's just a very, very weird without no game sound. It's too quiet. I need to hear something. There you go. If people want to just through the race, feel free to use sound alerts. Now is the time to use it. Because again, it sounds incredibly quiet without sound alerts or game sound. So yes, if you want to use sound alerts, now's the time. That's here, we've got Link's, a bit of a twitch there from Bam. Link's piece has a low down the inside, he does go down the inside and Bam, does he get it? It's perfect. Bam has a bit of a twitch there and Bam sadly losing out, but Link's piece up into the top 4 with that move. Now the question is, will that go to the stewards? Most likely it will. But Link's piece for now is up into the top 4. As we're going to go back towards Deck here because look how close he's gotten to the bird. The bird proving he's nothing with without a bit of game sound. That's presuming the bird does not have game sound, of course. I imagine he doesn't. Has the bird got too deep there? I think he did. And Deck's going for a switchback here on the bird through the final chicane. Is it going to work here? Here we go for Deck on the bird through into turn 1. And Deck leads the Grand Prix here at Belgium. It's brilliant from Declan. And up he goes. And the Flying Scotsman is up the order. The bird has it all to do to be overtaken. Again, that game sound clearly proving to be crucial for the bird, but not as significant for the Deck. But here comes the bird again. He's going, he is overtaken, and he's done it. And the bird retakes P1. It did not last long. Then again, so do the Scotland football team. They don't tend to last too long in major tournaments, so it does make sense why the bird overtook Deck just there. Deck lasting as long as his country normally does. Right, back down towards Baker Gaming, behind Willie Fernandez, currently for P9 and P10. So you've got Baker Gaming just in behind. Can the Ferrari get through on Willie Fernandez, or is the McLaren surefire to retain that position? I mean, again, they're both on a few laps older tyres than Hybrid, who does get through on both of them, by the way. So he's up into top 8 now, Hybrid. He's behind Iceman Ice Cold. As there is a move being made. Link's piece through on Rusted Bolt down the inside. They are very much a long way back now from the cars ahead. That's all. Bam there. Just about squeezing ahead of Rusted Bolt again. So Rusted Bolt dropping to 5th place now. He is waiting for the dry conditions. It may very well be dry conditions. You can't hear if it's dry conditions because the engineer's not going to be able to tell you unless you can read it on the subtitles. Sometimes it could be good to have the subtitles up, right? But either way, Rusted Bolt, Bam, Link's piece. Do any of them think about a set of dry tyres as the bird sets a fast up? A Deck is into the pits and Link's joins him. So Deck and Link's piece are into the pits. Let's see, what tyre does Deck go on for? As it will be the hard tyre, so Deck thinking to go to the end. He's in a good position here, Deck. He's coming out. He's in 5th position. There are yellow flags for Fernando Alonso. Not for Fernando, don't worry too much. But Fernando Alonso. Oh, penalty to Iceman Ice Cold. 10-second time penalty. That's a harsh one. But that's the penalty that he has received. Oh, was Willie Fernandez also with a 10-second penalty? I'm going to guess Willie Fernandez did the exact same thing as what Iceman Ice Cold just did. We obviously didn't see Iceman's. We did see Willie Fernandez, and that's why they both got a 10-second time penalty. As again, he's also got another 30 seconds. So Willie Fernandez really racking up the penalties this evening. As Iceman Ice Cold on a hard behind Hybrid on the mediums, and Hybrid almost losing the car completely and deciding to drop behind as Iceman Ice Cold goes for a half spin already. Hybrid thunderbolt his way through. And Iceman Ice Cold, I mean, it's going to be difficult for him to exactly try and get Hybrid a penalty, given Iceman Ice Cold was sliding through at the hairpin at turn 10. I mean, Iceman Ice Cold wasn't exactly in much control of the car, so it makes it near impossible for Hybrid to do the right thing. And either way, now the DRS has been enabled, and into the pits goes the Bird, and a penalty for Rusted Bolt. So now we need to watch out for the Bird versus Deck. Does the Bird go for the hard compound of tyre? Bam, Bolt and Warren are all in as well. But the Bird is on to hard tyres. He joins Deck. Deck is out of the final corner, but the Bird is a long way ahead. The undercut has not worked miracles on this occasion. And the Bird is so far out in front, he could probably pit again and still win the race. Almost 6 seconds now between the Bird and Deck. But again, if the Bird's not as strong without game sound as Deck, that could allow for Deck to close the gap. So we'll watch out for that. But a gap now, 5.7 seconds. Deck needs to close that gap. Here we've got Warrener on the hard. He's going to make the overtake on Rusted Bolt. And is he going to fly through? They are going to go side by side. They are going side by side. Oh, a bit of contact there. Looked more like Warrener sort of twitched right and then twitched left again. Could argue based on that Warrener could be more at fault. So it might just go down as a racing incident from what we saw, just by the fact Warrener seemed to have twitched right then left. It looked like it was a mistake on behalf of Warrener. But again, that may very well go to the stewards. We're going to jot down the order, have a look towards Hybrid and Bakey and Woody Fernandez as well. Woody Fernandez wanting to push the limits for a record of penalties. By the looks of things, I think that, technically, you need to get disqualified if you want that. So let's see what the penalty is. 16 seconds. 15 laps in, he's got 16 seconds of penalties. That is quite impressive by Woody Fernandez, and not impressive in a particularly great way. Glue was the driver who got disqualified for too many penalties, by the way, and that was at Qatar in a 100% tier race a few seasons ago on last year's game, I think it was as well. So, yeah, bear that in mind. Glue is the record holder with a disqualification. So that is what Woody Fernandez needs. If he gets disqualified, he will be the joint record holder with Glue. There you go. So Deck still is inside the 6 seconds on the Bird, but again, he needs a bit of a miracle. The Bird does have a penalty. What's the penalty? 3 seconds for the Bird. That sort of opens it up a little bit. Deck needs to finish within 3 seconds. As things stand, he's not doing that at the moment. It's all down here to the Bird, and he is gaining time. So it looks near impossible. But let's see what can happen here. As a Bakey Gaming is going for a moving off track. There goes the Mercedes of Warrener. This gives Hybrid a chance. This gives Bakey a chance. It's going to be a 2-way. And it's a 3-way. And look at Bakey Gaming, who looks on the inside. But Hybrid does take the place of Warrener as well. Hybrid and Bakey both overtaken Warrener. And into the top 10 goes the pair of those two. We're going to go back up the order here. Bam has Rusted Bolt for company for a place on the podium. Sadly for them, Link's Piece with his no penalty would in effect get a podium with P3 and ensure it is a double kick Sauber podium once again this season. Both drivers performing very well, the Bird and Link's Piece. But let's see here, Rusted Bolt as we head up through Blunky Monk and into the chicane. Is Rusted Bolt in a position to overtake Bam? It looks like he is. Round the outside he goes. And Bam drops in behind. He does hit the apex pretty well though. And he does hit the second apex pretty well as well. But Bolt just about able to hang on to third. But here we go with Bam now under attack from Lynx. Iceman Ice Cold with a penalty. Lynx the fast snap. And Lynx on the inside of Bam. They are going to go side by side. Bam slightly taps Link's Piece there, telling him he's there. And let's see Bam here. Well, Link's piece decides to back out of it. He knows that Bam in the end is going to get the position. But now down the Camel straight they'll go. And let's see if Bam can hang on to be ahead of Lynx. But also Bam may even go for the overtake on Bolt. No, he's not. And they all stay in position, which is relatively surprising. And there you go, down the Camel straight. No overtakes being made by any of the trio. And now, Link's piece alongside, down the inside, and Bam, he'll go. Bam tries to hang it round the outside. Surely no chance for him. And Link's piece is up into the top four. Bam in the end losing the position to Link's piece there. And Lynx, without a penalty, is up into fourth place. Next up for him will be Rusted Bolt, who I have to say, you probably could argue, has played a fantastic strategy game this evening, Rusted Bolt. When starting on the Inters, it has worked and paid off for him. Fourth place looks like is in the bag for Bolt at the moment, of course. But he may still need to pit again. Don't forget he's only on the mediums. Compare that to the top two. And the two behind this duo are on the hard tyres. So that again may play a part in this race. Yeah, I don't really know why the game sound just completely gone. It went very early as well. 10 laps in, that is quite incredible. For game sound to go that early in the game, wow. That's the earliest I've ever had it. I mean, you might normally get it, say, halfway through the race, maybe 2/3 or 3/4 the way into it, but not in the first like quarter of the race. That's pretty ridiculous, isn't it? You never get it that early. But there you go, that's what the game's given us, so have to work with it, unfortunately. But again, we're just sticking on here as Link's piece going to make the move of Rusted Bolt. He had a look down the inside, but holds out and stays in fourth place here. So we go down the inside. The engine really is roaring for him. I'm joking. Iceman Ice Cold has spun it. He has spun it. He's losing some places as well. He loses out to Hybrid, loses out to Baker Gaming. He's out of 10th place now. He's under pressure here from Warner as well. So yeah, Warner. Oh, there's a Ferrari. That's Bakey Gaming with the error. So Bakey now loses out to Iceman and Warner down to P11. Now the question is, will we get another safety car in this Grand Prix? And if we do, let's say we had it with 5 laps to go. How tasty would that make things? With how quick Le Bird's looked in this race, for example, that would make things very, very interesting indeed. That's maybe what we have to hope for at this stage, a late safety car to bring the balance back into play. And that will give a massive chance for the likes of Deccan, Lynx and Mr. Poem and Warner as well. If they can hang on to having no time penalties, they should be able to get places with a late safety car as well. So we'll definitely watch out for that. So at the final chicane at turn 20 to go, Warner again heading into turn 1. Within a second of Iceman Ice Cold, Mr. Poem also gaining time on Black Panther as well. And Link's piece overtaken Rusted Bolt here, down a Camel straight. And he does get the move done this time, finally into turn 7. And Link's piece is onto a legitimate podium. But now what does Rusted Bolt do? Does he decide to fight it with Lynx or do they run together? So move being made further back, Warner overtakes Iceman Ice Cold, and he is now up into 9th place and back on with Lynx and Bolt then. As you can see, Rusted Bolt very, very close here. Gets a great drive as well. Lynx be slightly twitchy on the car. Out of pull on as well through into turn 13 and 14. But Bolt is still hanging on in behind Link's piece. Dirty Air not playing much of a factor as it doesn't tend to do on this game. Dirty Air not as significant in F1 24 as previous games. So yeah, it's not really going to play a massive factor here. Slipstream far better, far greater than the Dirty Air. Imagine they made Dirty Air more realistic. If it was more realistic, then good luck with the DRS chains because they certainly won't be happening as often. So I do think the lack of Dirty Air is a good thing normally, for the fact that you know drivers can stick together a bit more often. If you're around each other's pace, then you're not going to lose DRS within a lap because of Dirty Air, basically. See, the boy Nando is killing it, says Viking Fox. He is killing it, if you mean killing his car. The Alpine is running in P13 at the moment. If that's what you mean killing it, then yes, yes he is. That's the Bolt then, making a move down a Kemmel Straight once more here on Link's piece. And those two just swapping positions in P3 and P4. Again, apologies for the lack of game sound. It's simply due to the game. Obviously, it is a glitch. Sometimes it does it in 100% races. I don't know why. I don't know how. It's done it for a few years. Sometimes you can get a full race distance without any difficulties from the game, but a lot of the time you do get these difficulties, and sadly we're just having to persist with the lack of game sound. So again, apologies on that. But Rusty Bolt still ahead of Link's piece then. We're going to drop down the order to have a look at Iceman Ice Cold and Bakey Gaming. Mr. Poem now receives a 3-second time penalty, running in P7. So that's his first of the race. But he went down to just 3 drivers without a penalty: Deck, Lynx, and Warner. So we are approaching the halfway stage in the race, which also means that we would be approaching the end of a 50% race distance. But of course, who does 50% commentary? It's all about 100%. Oh, there's a Mercedes! And Warner makes an error. And that allows for Iceman Ice Cold and Bakey Gaming to go through. And Warner drops into P11 now. So there you go, an error from that Mercedes. Back on board here with Bakey Gaming. Oh, half spin by the Haas, and Iceman Ice Cold now makes an error, and Bakey up into 9th place then. So Iceman Ice Cold making a mistake there. Keep up the excellent comms. Thanks, Viking. Thank you. We'll try. I mean, 100% tier without sound as well. Not easy to do, but it sounds very weird because I know sometimes I forget to turn it on. That's a bit different though. On this occasion, it feels very weird for me just doing commentary, but there's no game sound whatsoever. It's very, very strange. Because normally, when it turns off for the racers, normally it doesn't actually tend to turn off for me. So the fact that it's turned off for me makes me wonder, has it turned off for the drivers as well, or not? I don't know. But it's definitely off for me. I know that for sure. Link's piece still behind Rusty Bolt, half a second back at the moment, 6/10. A little bit of smoke and lock up there from Bolt as well. So let's see what Link's can do as we head out of turns at 15 and 16 and through into Blanchimont we go. But it just looks like a bit too far back if he wants to make a lunge into the final chicane at turns 19 and 20. So we'll just hang back a little bit. Baker Gaming opening up a little bit of a gap to Iceman Ice Cold as well. Black Panther has also cleared Mr. Poem in P6. Quite a lot of gaps so at the moment are occurring. So again, a safety car at some stage would be quite nice. We have had one already, but that was when it was Flynn on those full wets. And of course, everyone at that stage was on full wets, bar Russell Bolt. But that was at the stage where it was the crossover from full wets to intermediates. Now, obviously, no rain on track. It is just purely purely intermediates. Funny I am. It's just purely dry tyres now, of course. And Link's piece here making a move on Bolt once more. And there you go. He does get the move done. So back into P3. They're sort of working together, but I think they know that they're not going to catch up to the Bird or Deck. Although, again, not going to catch the Bird. They could very well catch Deck, because the gap is barely 2 seconds. So Deck here not looking incredibly quick here. And the Bird 10 seconds clear. The Bird looking very fast, but Deck is dropping off a little bit. It's allowing for Lynx and Rusted Bolt to close the gap. So this is perfect for Lynx and Bolt. Who plays it perfectly between them? Because one of them will play it to the point where they get in DRS range of Deck. Which driver will that be? You want to overtake on the right lap, and obviously you imagine Bolt would overtake Lynx on this lap. With the oh, what's happened? Yellow flags. It is for possibly. Is it for Warner or is it for Willie Fernandez? It was for one of those two, but either way they're back up and running. Lynx P still ahead of Bolt then. Let's have a look what Russell Bolt decides to do into the chicane again. It will just stay behind, but you do imagine and do envision a move will be made by Russell Bolt through on the Kemmel Straight. Yes, I do know Woody. It's literally I can't do anything. It's a game sound problem. So there's no sound on my end. I can't do anything to fix it because it's just a game glitch. And I can't leave because if I leave, I'm the lobby host, so it's not going to help. So I have to just have to put up with it, unfortunately. That's the only thing that we can do. Would love to be able to do something else, basically. Would love to fix it, but I can't because there's nothing that I can do. Ruster Bolton has overtaken Link's piece. He's up onto the podium. Link's dropping down to P4. But yeah, sadly, again, no, if any of you guys want to, you can do sound alerts because they are working. So if you do want to use sound alerts to make the stream have some background noise, feel free. They will be turning on because they are on. So yes. Sound alerts are enabled, so please feel free if anybody wants to at any stage. We will soldier on. Yes, we will indeed. I don't really know why. But the thing is, I tend to be okay. I should get a drink soon, to be fair. But yeah, I tend to be okay with the game sound in terms of it's normally on for me when drivers lose it. So you know what? It was always going to happen the other way, wasn't it? I love this from Kimi Räikkönen. I love it. It's amazing.
Is my drinking, is it emptying the bottle or not?
No, Kimi, no. You will not have the drink.
I gotta love Kimi Räikkönen, eh? You will not have the drink. Right, Deck, Bolt, Lynx, they are here together, and Rusted Bolt was the one who really gained because he is now the one in DRS of Deck and not Lynx. I mean, obviously Lynx has DRS as well, but he's not getting it directly behind Deck. That is Rusted Bolt. The issue for Deck is that Lynx piece does not have a penalty. So Deck and Lynx are both fighting each other. Rusted Bolt would love to somehow escape this battle, but realistically, I do not believe he can. But here we go. Rusted Bolt powers through and Lynx piece joins him. So Lynx now is up to P3. Don't forget, Deck is on hard tyres, which can certainly work in favour of Deck later in the race. But even if they do, it's at a stage where Deck is just gonna, well, he's gonna lose time at the end of it when Bolt and Lynx go for fresh tyres. Whether they go for fresh mediums or fresh softs, whichever one they go for. I still have sound, Woody. Yeah, it's strange from the game. It doesn't always let everyone in the lobby lose sound. Very often I have sound and drivers lose it. It's a bit weird. So many times I've been told, oh, this driver's lost sound. And I still have it, but it's obviously just a weird game glitch. But yeah, I can't do anything, unfortunately, to get the game sound back on. So sadly, yeah. I think they've all gone for their Christmas meal, Shadow. But yeah, so let's see what happens here. Rusted Bolt ahead of Lynx. Can Lynx piece get back onto the order? Look at Deck, he's really struggling here. I do wonder now at the point, does Deck have damage? Yeah, he's lost his end plate. He's on the right side. That now makes a lot more sense. So Deck has got front wing damage. He's into the pits now. So that is why Deck seemingly was relatively slow. But yeah, sadly for him. We would have had a full grid. Yeah, it's realistic. Exactly, yeah, realistic cars. It does make it more difficult. It will be going, I believe, to equal cars next season. I believe it will be going to equal cars next season. So, therefore, the grid will be able to be a bit more opened up because some like tier ones who are like really top tier one, they struggle to get a car in this tier. So, yeah, for next season, it will be a bit more open for the top tier one drivers. Obviously, drivers like Matthias, you've got Pesci, you've got Hazer. These sort of drivers, they're not obviously the only ones. We do have a lot more. But those type of drivers will be the ones looking at possibly getting involved. Obviously, the Bird naturally very quick as well. I think it's our third or fourth season. I'm just trying to think. Season 8, Season 7, Season 6. Did it start Season 5 or Season 6? One of them two. Season 5, I think it started. Well, I think I've done that. I raced in the first two, and then I think on the third race onwards, I chose that I'll just do comms. Last season, obviously, was a bit more difficult due to work, and then this season, back on it, basically. So I think it might be the fourth season, I want to say. But yeah, next season it'll be going back to equal cars just to allow for more tier 1s to be able to race because tier 1s are the ones who, more often than not, they are the ones who want to race more than tier 2s and 3s. But let's see what Link's piece can do here against Rusted Bolt. You could tell because tier 1s are the sweats, tier 2s and 3s are more the casual types, right? Hence why people like the Bird flying, like he's 11 seconds clear. And it did start in full wet conditions, although Rusterbolt opted for the inters. We did get a safety car as well when Flynn crashed out by himself. Just lost it into the wall. But let's see here, Link's piece will get the move done. Deck also opted for the fresh mediums. Obviously, you do imagine he did repair that wing as well. But there you go. Link's piece now up into P2. Rusterbolt just dropping in behind. Can we drop further back and see where Deck is? I'm just going to drop back at the moment, see if he has repaired that wing. Yes, he has. So he's on the fresh mediums now, and it should get him the full distance to the end of the Grand Prix. Back towards Rusted Bolt we go. Still within 0.4 of a second on Link's piece here. On the mediums, 1 lap fresher as well, but they're not gaining on the Bird. The Bird can still pit, by the way. If he wanted to, he could pit, get a fast lap, give him a bonus point to fend off Rusterbolt in the championship as well. So going into the race, 11 points. The Bird was ahead of Rusterbolt by make it 12 points due to the pole position. But he's obviously going to open up that gap in this race as well. Now the good news for the likes of Bolt and Lynx is that they will be on considerably fresher tyres and Deck later in the Grand Prix when they make their pit stop. And they may not even be that far behind. Let's say they pitted in 3 laps time, 4 laps time, whatever it may be. They're going to be on fresher rubber than Deck, so could still be looking good here for Rusterbolt and Link's piece. Particularly Link's. You'd imagine he should be able to get P2, but Deck is going to be very quick now on those fresh mediums. The reason why he had to pit was due to his damage, of course, so he felt he was pretty much obligated to pit by that stage. But let's see, Link's piece once again should get a move here on Rusterbolt. Deck 145.8, and there you go. He is now looking like he is the quickest driver. Fast lap of the race for all the drivers, if we can find it. There you go. 45.8. Everybody else in the 46s or 47. So what's that? 0.4 quicker than Black Panther. There you go. Black Panther's the next quickest, 46.2. Certainly ideal for him. We're just going to tone off that as well. Position changes are on there. Black Panther up 8. Mr. Poem up 8 as well. So Black Panther who made a very strong start to the race as well. He was actually up about 7 places off. He was up into the top 6 after starting down in 13th. So he made a fantastic getaway on the full wet tyres. Nando Alonso meanwhile was overtaken Woody Fernandez, and look at this, Hybrid's just behind him as well. So a bit of a three-way battle between Nando, William and Hybrid, and here comes Hybrid, the great attraction down the inside of Woody Fernandez, and Hybrid is up into the top 12 now, getting the move done on the McLaren, and a tier 2 runner up the field again. Next up will be Nando Alonso for him, so the Alpine may very well have to defend from the Aston Martin. But we'll see. But Nando Alonso, the debutant in P11. We'll go back up, shall we? Let's see Deck with Mr. Poem now. So Deck into the top 6. Mr. Poem losing out in that battle. Nando Alonso, another 3-second penalty. Just 2 drivers without the penalty. Link's piece and Deck, 3rd and 6th. But again, you'd imagine Link's will surely pit again from the medium tyres. We are going to drop back towards Nando. But I'm going to rise back because Bolt is just under a bit of pressure here. But Link's piece decides to stay in behind, which is interesting there from Link's. Black Panther 3-second penalty. And let's go back on with Hybrid and William. And into the pits goes Nando Alonso. So that releases Hybrid and also releases Woody Fernandez as well. But what tyre does Nando Alonso go for? We'll just have a look in a second with Bolt and Link's piece still in close vicinity of each other in P2 and P3. But let's go again. Oh, Nando Alonso's out. Nando Alonso's retired. So an interesting decision there from the Alpine. He is retired in the pit lane. You know, I mean, tough debut, I guess, for Nando Alonso. And there you go, down to P13. I mean, he was pushing it down the back, but he did qualify really well. I think he was 4th in qualifying. So Nando Alonso clearly had a suitable car given his quali position, just couldn't quite use it to full effect in the race. So back on with Link's piece here. We'll get the tyre situation up in a few moments' time. And into the pits goes both Russell Bolt and Link's piece. I mean, is that perfect for both of them? Is that the worst thing they could have done? I mean, they're going to be together either way, but both the drivers heading into the pits. So let's see, do they go for mediums to the end now, or do they go for another strategy where it's soft tyres? Soft tyres for Bolt, mediums for Links, fast that for Deck. And there you go. Bolt and Lynx, who did not have to change their wing, they're barely ahead of Deck. Deck is not far back from them, just over a second. But Deck is not going to get DRS here. But it may not matter too much here, because don't forget, Bolt will drop behind Lynx here. Lynx is pushing to overtake Rusted Bolt. Bolt won't want to lose that place. He's on softs, don't forget, Bolt. But he does lose a place. Lynx now up onto the podium. And that was ideal for Deck. He needed a move to be done there by Lynx on Bolt. Simply because if you can limit the use of that soft tyre as much as possible, that could bring Deck into the fray. If Bolt was leading on that part of the race, then that could be game over for Deck in trying to get back involved in this. As you can see further down as well, Iceman Ice Cold, along with Black Panther, making a move down the inside of Williams. He has a push for it down through the hairpin at turn 10. And there you go. It looks like just about Black Panther is ahead of Iceman Ice Cold. And Iceman Ice Cold trying to get back through, doesn't quite go for it. But Black Panther into 8th place now on the fresh medium tyres. So he shouldn't be under pressure from Iceman for any longer. Let's get back up then towards Lynx, towards Bolt and Deck as well, who is well within 1 second here. So we still await for the bird to pit, but he's got plenty of time. He was well over 10 seconds clear anyway, so it's not like he's panicking for a pit stop. He can pit whenever he wants in this race. He doesn't necessarily have to, but you know what, to make it a bit fun, he might go for a late soft tyre charge and go for the win that way. But then again, he has a penalty, so that could be factored into it. But as we can see here, Lynx, Bolt and Deck. Now, Russell Bolt, you would expect to take the lead here. And if he does, he's on soft tyres. Would he be able to pull away from Lynx or Deck? Find out. Here comes Russell Bolt. Lynx piece. It looks like he's burning some battery to defender here. Side by side. But it looks like Lynx, yeah, he's certainly using the battery. Burning it all. Just to stop Bolt from pushing through those soft tyres. And that is not what Lynx wants. He does not want soft tyres to be ahead of him in this race. And therefore, Russell Bolt stays in P4. Clearly wasn't burning the battery hard enough there to overtake the Kick Sauber. And here we go again. Heading up through pull 1 at turn 12. It's still advantage to Link's piece, but all of this little not overtaking has allowed for Deck to really close in now. You can see just how close the Haas is. Iceman Ice Cold being closed in by Warner a little bit, barely a second between them. Yellow flags for Woody Fernandez. What has occurred here for the McLaren? It looks like he's just about okay though to resume, but back towards Lynx, Bolt and Deck here And here comes Rusty Bolt round the outside to block him on. He just go for the move with a horrible camera angle. Thank you, game, for that. As Rusty Bolt now still going for it. Can we get a good camera angle? Yep, we can get it from Lynx there. And as you can see, just hanging on to a place on the podium. I can't believe the game gave us that camera angle. But Link's piece still there. But Rusty Bolt now go around the outside, side by side. Yellow flags for Hybrid and the Aston Martin. But still going at it. Bolt with Lynx and Deck as well can join in the action. Who's going to get DRS? Well, Rusty Bolt now on the soft tyres is surely going to lose both positions. There's no way that Rusty Bolt can fight this one off. It's going to be advantage Lynx. But Deck may also get the move, and he does. He gets through a Bolt. Is he going to go for the overtake on Lynx? Has a look down the inside. Stays in behind. But Lynx back onto the podium, and Bolt on the soft tyres is not where he wants to be. He's down to P5. If he wants those soft tyres to work, he has to push up the order. And he just hasn't been able to do so. I mean, if Lynx and Deck want to gain time, or gain time rather, not game, but they need Bolt ahead. But if they want to just gain at P2, then the best thing for them would be Rusty Bolt to be behind them. And there you go, Lynx and Deck proving their pace here. As you can see, just making sure you've got enough battery in the tank as well for Lynx and Deck. Rusty Bolt sort of losing a bit of time as well. 6/10 back now. Compared to Deck, who is all over the rear of Lynx. Not all over the rear, because now he's overtaken Lynx. Mighty pace here from Deck. I mean, I did say he had good pace. I mean, he had front wing damage. More yellow flags. Willie Fernandez. Oh, he's lost his wing. It's a virtual safety car. Only a virtual. Bam is into the pits. Does anybody here pit? They all stay out. Bam is pitting. This could give Bam a chance with the virtual safety car. Mr. Poem will also get a free pit stop. I say a free pit stop. Obviously, I do mean you're still going to lose time. You're going to probably lose places. But you're not going to lose too much here. And this will be massive. Bamlin is coming out of the pits. He is in P5. Where does Mr. Poem come out? He's onto fresh, soft tyres. Green flag racing now. So that was perfect for Bam. He's in and out. And a virtual safety car is back in. So perfect for Bam. Back up the order then. Deck ahead of Lynx, ahead of Rusty Bolt then. So he was able to close that gap. So then you got Bam and Black Panther. Iceman Ice Cold just ahead of Mr. Poem now. And Poem out of into the Kemmel Straight. So surely going to be able to get a move done here. He's going to burn a battery, make sure he cannot lose out here, and he will fly past Iceman Ice Cold. And up into P7 goes Mr. Poem. Into the pits as well goes Woody Fernandez. And unfortunately for him, the virtual safety car was out because of him, and yet he wasn't even able to get into the pit due to the virtual safety car. Work that one out. Back on with Deck, with Lynx piece, and also with Rusted Bolt then. Are there going to be more positional changes in this Grand Prix? He's going to be hoping so. He'll be hoping he can, but we'll be hoping and waiting to see if something's going to happen here. Fingers crossed for me. I mean, the bird right now, I do wonder what exactly he's thinking. He is going to be leading whenever he decides to pit. Anyway, if he pits, he could still just stay out, but he might as well pit, right? Surely the bird will pit, just go for a fast lap or something. But your podium right now would be the bird, Deck, and Lynx, but it would be the bird winning. Who would get P2? Would it be Deck or would it be Lynx piece? And then P4 would of course be Rusted Bolt. And that's excluding any post-race penalties. But let's see here. Lynx piece, well, he's under attack here from Bolt. And now that's forcing Lynx. Oh, look at Bolt having a look on the inside. Doesn't quite get the move though. And Lynx piece just hangs on to the podium. I thought for a moment, with Lynx not going for the move on Deck, that Bolt could just sneak in there and almost get a move up onto the podium himself. In the end, obviously it doesn't work out that way. Baker Gaming on the fresh mediums is closing the gap as well to Warner. So we'll just see here if moves can be made in Deck, Lynx, or Rusted Bolt. So go back on with Rusted Bolt then. Still in behind, but again, soft tyres, but still not making them work particularly well. 3/10 of a second behind. Baker Gaming also 4/10 behind Warner, so you should be expecting him to make a move fairly soon. We might just briefly go towards that battle. Baker got a little bit out of shape actually through Pro 1, so we won't actually be able to overtake. So we're just hanging behind. Back towards Bolt then we'll go. See here, all over the rear of Link's piece. Does he go in for the move here? Looks like he will try to get a move done around the outside, but Lynx hangs on to a podium. But what does Rusted Bolt do in this position? Still behind Lynx and Deck on soft tyres though. And you would have definitely thought that Rusted Bolt would be going quickly here. They are starting to gain some time on the bird though. The bird's timing down to 27.7, so Deck clearly helping with that. Lynx piece goes down the inside on Deck, and Lynx is up into P2 as a result. So just keep on with this battle for the time being. But would any other moves be made? I mean, still got Bakey and Warner, but Bakey has just got through one of them, so up to P9 now goes Bakey Gaming. Further back, what else can happen? Mr. Poem. But again, it's on softs, but he's a fair bit behind the likes of Bam and Black Panther. Bam, obviously, getting that virtual safety car called out at a perfect time for him. Still on with Link's piece, we're still on with Deck, and we are still on with Rusted Bolt as well. Again, apologies if people have just joined. If you're thinking, why is there no game sound? It's a glitch on the game. Unfortunately, we are not able to have game sound for this race. I mean, we've not had game sound since about lap 10. Since the first safety car, actually, pretty much. So yeah, sadly, we are not able to get game sound. A bit like Kimi Räikkönen when he was not able to have the drink. Pretty simple, really. Sometimes just have a comparison between drink and game sound, of course, it's normal. Baker Gaming now overtaking Iceman Ice Cold up into P8 he goes, and we'll go back towards Link's Deck and Rusted Bolt. Thank you, Jack, for the Kimi Räikkönen. Right.
Is it on now? Okay, I'm not.
There you go. The comparison was perfect. Somebody understood what I meant. Link's piece, Deck, Rusted Bolt. Here we go again. Deck will go round the outside and he will fly through. Somebody Fernandez with another penalty, but Deck is up into P2. Got the kick Sauber just there as well for Lynx. Sorry, I had to hit. Yeah, no, literally, I actually wanted somebody to play something. It didn't even have to be that. I just wanted someone to play something. Baker Gaming has left. He should be able to join directly off me anyway. I am showing as online, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue there. Come on then, Deck. Well, yeah, Deck's still well up to P2. He's on 4 lap older tyres. The issue is, though, will the bird stay out? Or is the bird thinking to pit? Should we go towards the bird here? He's staying out for another lap, so he's obviously just happy. He's happy just to take the win. Obviously knows he's still got that penalty as well, so maybe not trying to risk too much. And if there's a late safety car, he also knows he could use a fresh set of soft tyres as well. So maybe that's what he's thinking. He just wants to take the win. But there's a late safety car, he knows he has soft tyres available to him. And to be fair, that's a fair point about that. As Deck 45.6 sets a new fast step of the race, so that will be a bonus point heading his way, unless somebody takes it away from him, of course. I got Lynx and Bolt still in behind. So we may drop back with Iceman Ice Cold and Warner. Just a few tenths between them. We are, actually no, we'll stick here because they are on the Kemmel Straight after all. Warner at the moment just behind Iceman Ice Cold heading into the chicane. So we'll go towards them in just a moment. No moves being made there by Link, so happy to stay behind Deck. Deck showing he's got good pace though, that's for sure, in that Haas. But Lynx, Peace and Bolt are keeping up with him. We're going to drop back towards Warner here, as we are going to head through Erouge. And of course, we're going to see on the Kemmel Straight, most likely an overtake. But let's see, through Radion, through Erouge, and Warner here should get the move done as Baker Gaming rejoins the session. And there you go, pulls out the slipstream and down the Kemmel Straight and up the order he goes. Turn 7, Warner now up into P8. But how long will that last? Because Baker Gaming is back in the session. So back here, Deck, Lynx, Rusted Bolt. Bolt with the time penalty. I do believe it's still 3 seconds. We'll check that. Yes, it is. So that's the penalty count. Most drivers are on 3 or 6 seconds, as you can see. Only a couple. Willie Fernandez on 9. Iceman Ice Cold is on 16 seconds. Well, there's a move being made there. Rusted Bolt had a look. He really did have a look around the outside. Couldn't quite hang in there. But now, has he got a chance on the inside or the outside? He's going to the outside line. So Lynx Peace will have to defend. But there you go. Lynx can recover a natural racing line. So, Declo could be under a bit of pressure from not just Lynx, but potentially Rusted Bolt on this lap here. So we might go directly with Rusted Bolt. Sadly for him, I've just seen that he's not got a lot of battery, so he's not likely to push for an overtake, but Lynx surely will. Or will he? He's not going to go for the overtake, so Lynx Speed stays behind. Baker Gaming clearly is back in the session because he has picked up a 3-second time penalty. But he's on fresh medium, so he should be able to get past Warvino and Iceman Ice Cold, you would imagine. Now the question is, what does the bird do? Does he stay out, or would he pit? And what would you do in his situation, knowing he's got a penalty, but also knowing he looks like he's got a pit stop in hand anyway, on the likes of Deck, Lynx, and Rusted Bolt. So surely he would get out in the race lead. Taking into account when these guys pitted, he was over 10 seconds ahead anyway. Might be better served to pit and go for the fast lap just to get yourself that extra championship point. But at the same time, you don't want to risk losing the race win as well. So it just depends. Is it all worth it for one extra point? Potentially not. So you've got Deck, Lynx, Bolt. Further back, Warvino with Iceman. Baker Gaming is certainly catching up to them. Bam is being caught by a Black Panther. And also Mr. Poem is not too far back at 5 seconds. He's also been gaining time on Bam as well. But it could be Black Panther as one to watch to overtake Bam. I'll watch out for that over the next few laps. But here we go again. And Rusted Bolt this time a little bit further adrift of both Deck and Lynx on this occasion. But still neither driver able to go for the overtake down the Kemmel Straight. If he could stay out, I would too, but 23 laps old hard as a killer, especially on Spa. I'd go soft. If he gets a good enough in-lap, then it could go for it. Well, yeah, I still expect the bird would be on net race lead anyway, even if he pitted. I think he would still be leading the race. It just depends. Would he be, if he's over a second ahead of Deck, or Lynx, or whoever's in P2 at that stage, as a move being made there, what Iceman Ice Cold overtaking Baker Gaming. Baker Gaming is back into the race, so Iceman in P9. But yeah, if the bird is still leading and is well over a second ahead, I think he would pull out the 3 seconds. He would also get a fast lap as well. So it just depends on what way the bird is thinking right now. But he is being closed in on by Deck, Lynx, and Rusted Bolt. As I see here, Rusted Bolt getting closer into the chicane. They are going to go side by side here. Sadly, the game has given us a horrible angle, but we're back again, and it looks like just about Lynx edging his car through and back up onto the podium. So Rusted Bolt pushing for overtakes, pushing to force Lynx into a mistake, but unable to do so here. And Lynx Peace now wants to get through on Deck for second position. And this time, he is much closer. There is a lapped car ahead. That is Willie Fernandez in a McLaren. So that would effectively be 1 lap less for him. Baker Gaming overtaken Iceman Ice Cold up into 9th place. And here comes Link's Piece finally overtaken Declan. And up the order into P2 goes Lynx. It kicks out 1 and 2. Yellow flags for Hybrid. He's lost his wing. It's a virtual safety car once more. And does this allow for people to get a free pit stop? Iceman Ice Cold is into the pits. Hybrid will obviously pit. I mean, Willie Fernandez can stay out. Or pit, but he'll probably stay out. The Bird may decide now is the time for him to box. Watch out for this. The virtual safety car. Oh no, that's it. It's already green flag and it's a drive-through penalty for Bam. Such an unnecessary penalty as well. The Bird's not going to get any form of free pit stop. But Lynx, Deck and Bolt are together. Bam is going to lose out to Panther and Poem due to the drive-through penalty. Into the pits goes Hybrid to replace his front wing. That drive-through penalty, no, not drive-through penalty, that's virtual safety car. It did not last long at all. That's one of the quickest virtual safety cars I've seen in the game. I thought the virtual safety car was normally out for about 45 seconds, but that was not 45 seconds. Surely not. I might be incorrect, but that did not feel like 45 seconds or anywhere near 45 seconds. Wow. Okay, I mean, there you go. I expected the virtual safety car to last a good 15-20 seconds longer there. But it has decided to pull in, and it's pulled in, for me, very early. I might be incorrect, but it did seem early. Either way, though, Bam is serving that drive-through penalty now, so he will drop behind Panther and Poem down to P7. But here we go with Deck looking around the outside on Link, stays behind. Ruster Bolt also there in 4th. Bolt knows that he will not be on the podium in this Grand Prix. The Bird are looking set for the win. There's a tap there from Rusted Bolt. Slightly tapping Declan. Luckily for the Haas, he survives in P3. But now he's going to try and charge for Lynx for that 2nd place. A coveted position that they are going for. Unfortunately for them, it won't be the race win. The Bird has got a P1 secured. But it's about the rest of the podium here. The Bird will win, but will it be Lynx, will it be Deck, or even an outside chance for Rusted Bolt for the podium? It's got to be Lynx and Deck, because surely, unless they make a mistake, you cannot feel that one of them won't be on the podium. It's got to be both of them joining the Bird. But in what order shall they be? We've got barely, 4 laps of racing remaining here. Lynx and the Bird, and Rusted Bolt looking down the inside. Bolt going for it, not able to make a move. He was pushing hard though, but a little bit of contact seemed to arise between the pair of them. Deck just about hanging on to his place on the podium. I mean, what can Rusted Bolt realistically do to stop Lynx and Deck being on the podium, to get Bolt a podium? There's not a lot he could do. I mean, he might try and force the driver into a penalty. Even then, he won't want a situation where they can appeal the penalty. He'll want one of them to go off track by their own means. And if he could do that, whether it's them being under pressure or whatever it may be, that would be perfect. But for Bolt, it's very difficult. Deck obviously overtaking Link's piece there and up into P2 once again. But look how comfortable the Bird looks. 26 seconds clear and no chance for anybody to catch up to him. We're just dropping down towards Warner and Baker Gaming. A tier 3 duo here. And I think Baker Gaming is about to overtake and surpass Warner, the back-to-back tier 3 race winner. Rounds 9 and 10. And he has been overtaken, so Baker Gaming is now up into 9th position. But yeah, Warner back-to-back race wins in Tier 3, looking very, very quick indeed. Into the pits goes a Bird. Okay, so this could be crucial. The Bird is into the pits. Now, how is he clear? Is he clear? That's the first question. Deck, Lynx, Piece, and Rusted Bolt now. They all have to make sure they keep it nice and clean. They want to give some pressure, but it's not going to come here. They're barely out of the final corner, and the Bird is still leading on fresh, soft tyres. And that's going to be a fast lap point going his way as well. I mean, the Bird tonight, hats off to you. That has been a mighty, mighty drive by the Kick Sauber. But let's see here. Deck Links and Russell Bolt. Again, Bolt is in a near impossible position for a podium. But Deck and Links going down a straight. What does Russell Bolt do here? Iceman Ice Cold receives a 3-second penalty. Russell Bolt just not close enough to go for an overtake. Again, if people are viewing, I will say for the final time, I hope the final time anyway. The game sound is a game glitch, so I do fully know that we have no game sound, but there is absolutely nothing I could do. The only option would be to leave the lobby and rejoin. However, that is likely going to cause problems in the lobby because I am the lobby host anyway. So no advantage of doing that. And also it could ruin the race with 3 laps to go, which is no point doing. So I am not going to be leaving the lobby because it is I am the lobby host. So yeah, it wouldn't make any sense. Either way though, let's stick here with Deck, Links and Rusted Bolt. But yeah, hopefully that'll be for the final time in the race. I mean, we've only got barely 2 laps of racing to go anyway. So at the stage where I'm going to get a penalty situation up now, so we're not going to get the tyres up. You know the Bird is on fresh, soft tyres, going for the fast lap, and let's be honest, he is going to get the fast lap because it'll be an absolute massive shock if he didn't. He's got a 3-second penalty, but that won't mean anything. And the question will be, who will get the final spot on the podium? Will it be Deck, or will it be Link's Piece? And also, Link's Piece, I'm sure, is not going to be pushing too hard to overtake Deck on this lap. I do envision he's just going to stay in behind him. Bolt, well, look how far back he is. He's not close enough. So it's just going to be Deck or Link's Piece to the end. And now we've got 1.5 laps of racing until the very end of this Grand Prix. But it has been largely dominated by the Bird, especially since that first safety car. I mean, say that. He's been dominating it throughout. I mean, I was hoping that we might get a final safety car, but we've only had one safety car, and that was when Flynn retired from the Grand Prix. So yeah, been very difficult for drivers such as Deck, such for Links, such as Rusted Bolt as well, to recover strong positions here. But it is going to be a Tier 1 rundown from P1 down to P7. I know Black Panther hasn't actually had a Tier 1 race this season, but let's be real, he is Tier 1 pace. Right, there are blue flags now led for Willie Fernandez, so as long as the McLaren knows, ideally he gets out of the way. And he will do, so there will be no advantage of DRS for Deck, for Links or Bolt. They are just going to be racing to the line. But the final lap starts then for the Bird, and there you go. And it is a fast lap as well, 43.7 for him, so you will get the bonus point. But we are running it to the line as Deck and Link's Piece get incredibly close here, as Willie Fernandez seemingly allowing Rusted Bolt through as well. But now, it'll be a battle to the end. Deck or Links, who gets a final spot, who gets a P2 rather, in this Grand Prix. The Bird will win, but Deck or Links, here we go, through Rouge and Radion, and now they're up through the Camel Straight. Big battle to deliver, and Link's Piece in the slipstream pulls out of it with DRS open, and he's up into P2. What can Deck do to deny Link's P2 here in this Grand Prix? We head all the way up into the hairpin at turn 10 into Bruxelles, and Deck now still just in behind here. Link's Piece has done really well to get P2, but Deck also 4-lap older tyres, so he's had an excellent race still, but not quite enough if he wants to stop a Kick Sauber 1 and 2. Through P1 we go at turn 12, as we approach turn 13 as well, And let's see what they can deliver through campers at 14. Let's go. 13 and enter 14. A little chicane here at campus. And now Dex still hanging in behind. He may get one final shot, depending on how strong the slipstream can be. Out of turn 15. And now turn 16 we go. One final opportunity for Deck. Can burn his battery. Lynx can burn his battery. But who's going to deliver? The bird has delivered. The bird, though, has won the Belgian Grand Prix. But here comes Deck. He's not close enough. Lynx Piece is surely doing it. Deck's fighting to do anything he can. But it's a kick Sauber. 1 and 2 as Lynx takes second. Deck in P3 and Rusted Bolt ends in P4. Willie Fernandez overjoyed at P12 as he spins over the line. I'm obviously joking about that, but it is a kick Sauber 1 and 2 anyways. Black Panther will now come through. It is 5th place for Williams, a 4 and 5 for that team. Strongly done. Mr. Poem will come home in P6. Bam! Will finish in 7th position. And we await for Bakey Gaming in the Ferrari. A couple of disconnections, but not stopping him from receiving an 8th place finish. We'll just see the Ferrari here. So here we go. It is P8 for Bakey Gaming. It will be P9 for Warrener in the Mercedes. And who gets P10? Well, it's not going to be Iceman Ice Cold, who's not actually in the lobby, it seems. Unless he's run out of fuel. I do believe, yes, Iceman Ice Cold is out of fuel. That's why he's losing so much time. So it will be Hybrid. Hybrid will gain an extra position. Iceman Ice Cold is out of fuel. And we'll have to wait for the Haas to get to the line. But Hybrid, therefore, will get P10. Unfortunately for Iceman Ice Cold. That's quite insane because Iceman Ice Cold... Oh yeah, he wasn't a lap down. He must have been thinking, please the bird, go quicker and lap me, but he didn't. Hybrid then gets a 10th place finish. And now we just await for Iceman Ice Cold. It's going through the final chicane, and it will be a P11 for Iceman as he is up to the line now. And then Woody Fernandez P12, but it is another kick Sauber 1 and 2 where the bird delivers another 100% tier victory. It's looking very difficult for the likes of Rusted Bolt to stop him from potentially winning this championship. But it's all down to him. But yeah, congratulations there. Brilliant stuff by the bird to get the victory. There you go. The podium celebrations and kick Sauber 1 and 2. And they are joined by a Deck. And there you go, the full race classification. The bird takes a win, Lynx Piece in P2. The bird also got pole and the fast lap, meaning it's a full tally of 37 points. Deck P3, Bolt and Panther 4 and 5, Mr. Poem from BAM, Bakey, Warren, a Hybrid, Iceman, and Willie Fernandez rounding off the grid. Nando Alonso and Flynn, unfortunately retiring from the Grand Prix. But there you go. That has been the 100% tier race, the final 100% tier race of 2024. And it is the bird who picks up another victory. Right, so with that said, we have one final race in UFRL in 2024. That'll be tomorrow, Saturday night, of course, international tier, and it will be at 9 o'clock PM in the UK, of course. And it will be held at the Netherlands. So it will be held at Zandvoort. So we look forward to that one. Again, a reminder that it's tomorrow night, 9 o'clock PM. It will be at the Netherlands. We'll be back then. We'll have a 2-week break for, of course, Christmas and New Year's. And we will get back into things on Monday, the 6th of January. And it will be held at Bahrain in Tier 1. and that'll be round 11 of 15. Tier 2 will be back on January the 7th, I do believe. I say 6th there, but I do believe that is meant to be January the 7th. Yeah, I think the calendar date is incorrect. So on the Tuesday of that week anyway, I think it's the 7th, but if not, it's the 6th or the 7th. But it is a mystery track, and sadly, Tier 3 will be held at... Oh, Tier 2, yeah, mystery track. Tier 3 will be held at Great Britain for round 11. That'll be on Wednesday, January the 7th is what shows up here. Possibly it's the 8th, I think. And then we're back underway for the 100% tier. Will be on the Friday, and it will be at Imola. And then the first week back for the international tier will be on the Saturday, and that will be round 11 at Abu Dhabi. But of course, again, tomorrow is the Netherlands for the final UFRL race in 2024. Either way, that has been the 100% tier race again. Final race in 2024 for the 100% tier, and we'll be back again tomorrow night, and that will be the final race before we are back in 2025. That will be my final commentary duty of 2024 anyways. So thank you for watching. We've been UFRL. I've been UFRL F1 Viva. Thank you for watching, and good night.